Time to bring the thunder. Let the heavens rage! Zeus!
Hello everyone, LZZois here with round number 5. Final round for this weekly. Thank you all for supporting my channel. Here the deck list for this series. Round number 5 against Reiju. I am currently X1. So playing here for your final result of X1. I was not expecting to face Reiju in this stage of the weekly. I was a little bit excited because I used to play Reiju quite a lot. I was a Reiju main at the time where Reiju was relevant. I still think Reiju can be quite toxic and aggressive. Of course, it's a high roll deck. If you see your key cards, let's say Stage, Ichichis, Reijus, you can pressure your opponent so strong. Yeah, you make your opponent's life very hard. As you see my first hand, I was thinking about like, should I keep it or not? Should I throw it? Do a mulligan? Because I had the Luffy Taro, but also 2 Searcher Laws. So this was the only reason I kept this hand, because I was a little bit scared, like, do I find a turn 2 play? Because I need to build up my board as fast as possible, otherwise I will just go under. So that's why I kept it when I found the Sangoro, which is already a good piece. Here my opponent starts also quite good, unfortunately not with Stage, but it doesn't matter in this early stage, as he founds the small and big Reiju and can immediately use the ability. So he draws 3, 2 because of the big Reiju and 1 additional because of the leader, which is quite interesting. So here I go into my second turn, swing here for 5 into leader. And I do not have any interesting turn 2 play besides Onami, or I just do a search with Law and swing again with Law, but I choose here to play Onami just because, I mean, potentially he could have the Porsche combo into Ichichi, into big Ichichi, and so already have 3 swings, so I'm at least able here to block for the 7k swing. So let's see. It was a really intense game. To be honest with you guys, I think I'm here behind. Reiju's favorite. I think if he sees 2 Ichichis in the early game, the best case would be with cheating it out with Porsche. It's just too much pressure. I mean, he can just swing 5, 5, 5, 7, 7. I mean, I don't have so much hand counters to counter out in this early stage. So I definitely have to be a little bit lucky that my opponent does not see Ichichis and is not able to spam his board so fast that he gives me time to be able to build up my board to swing back to the characters to take over the control of the board. So here we go. He sees the stage. He uses the stage effect by trashing a card and then top 3, and he founds small Ichichi. So going here 5 into lead. I'm countering here out because I do not want to go too fast, too low into life. And here another 5. I'm using here this blocker now or not. I could counter out, and yeah, I counter it here out because I was just thinking like better use the blocker when he plays Ichichi and block a 7k swing instead of just a 5k swing. So here he has his blocker chopper, which is able to ramp arrested dawn as long as he has, I think, even or less stones than the opponent, which he definitely has. So going here into my turn 3, I have to use again leader ability. I know it's not optimal, and I'm not sure, guys, let me know in the comment section if you would have ramped twice as well. I think it is important because I have to play the Luffy Taro combo just to keep up with the pressure of my opponent and to be able to get rid of his board. So I swing here 5 into Reiju. I mean, it's an easy counter for my opponent, or he could even block, but I think counter makes sense because he wants to see some big Germas in his trash to be able to profit from the effects of the little ones. So playing here Luffy Taro into Sangoro. I think this Sangoro is also quite important for me to draw each turn an extra card, to be able to see some counters, to defend myself. But of course, as soon as it is tapped and Reiju plays small into big Ichichi, he will definitely focus Sangoro, and I just can't protect it. So I'm already happy if I'm able to swing once, have this extra draw, and the job is done. I think in the current meta, Reiju has definitely problems against Blackbeard, as all her engine idea, which is based on on-play effects, is just negated by Blackbeard's leader ability itself. Also, I'm not sure against Pluffy. I remember it was already difficult. You have to see your Ichichis to build up pressure. But due to the fact that if Pluffy is able to spam Jinbeis into Weevils, I think the race will be quite difficult. And of course, Black was always annoying because Black is able always to remove your card, so you had to hope to spam with Porsche always two characters at least. But as Porsche is only a 3 cost, it's basically an easy remove for Lucci, for example. So yeah, in the current meta, Reiju, I don't believe that it can win big tournaments. But in a weekly, definitely. In a weekly, I believe you can take Reiju to the weeklies and just try to finish in a top place. So go back to the game. My opponent had the Porsche into small Ichichi, and now here, of course, I was holding back Onami just in case if he plays big Ichichi, but he didn't have any trash until this stage, so this is quite unlucky for my opponent, as he activated, I think, the 3rd time the stage already, and he did not see any big Ichichi. As I mentioned before, in this matchup, I think I have to be more lucky because Reiju is definitely more favored. So, next turn for me, I'm on 8 dawns. Here, I could allow myself to take a life to use my leader ability to play the Big Mom. I will gain the life back and just remove pressure from his board. I draw into the second Big Mom. I think those Big Moms are quite helpful in this game, especially in this stage right now, to be honest with you. It would have looked completely different if my opponent had here already 2 Ichichis which are swinging with 7 each turn. So I'm trying to get rid of his board. So I'm swinging here. And yes, blocker, and I will use here leader ability. Play Big Mom and put his small EGG into last life. Just because of the fact that I do not want him to draw into the big EGG and then he could swing for 1 done with the small EGG, use small EGG's effect and bring up the big EGG. So that's why small EGG, please go to the last life of my opponent. My goal here is to have board control. I do not have to focus on his life. If I have the board control, my big bodies are out there, I can finish him then easily in 2 turns. So that's why focus board. So opponent goes to his next turn, uses stage, trashing a stage, finding a small Reiju, which is definitely useful, as I think, yeah, only 3 hand cards, 4 with her, so he will definitely draw some cards with the small Reiju. Seven dons for my opponent. I think my opponent could have think here a possible judge play in the next turn, which could be also quite strong. So that means that he's only able to use once minus a Dawn ability. So here we go, 6 into Sangoro. I will definitely counter out, even if he would play now small EGG into big EGG. I just need to protect him if it's only a 6 into 6. So quite interesting here. That's a red rock. I was not expecting to see a red rock here. I think it was a strong play. Get rid of my Big Mom, remove pressure. And then of course here he still has 2 5,000 swings. The first one I take, because I didn't want to spend the 2k now, because anyway he has a second swing. And then here, I was thinking like, should I take it or not, because I have another Big Mom. Do I need now to use my counter or not? Or can I keep it in my hand? I did. I gave him here a 2k because of the reason I want just to be flexible in my options for this turn. I could either play Luffy Taro into Sangoro, or I just play the Big Mom. So first thing first, I go 7 into a character, have a free draw. So this Sangoro is really helpful. Filling up my hand cards in this matchup is very important. So going here 6 into Reiju, I think I already choose to not play Big Mom. So that's why I'm trying to remove his whole board. Play Luffy Taro into Sangoro. And of course, leave a Dawn open just to pretend that potentially I have a Gum Gum Giant in my hand, which right now I do not have. What could happen now? My opponent has 3 hand cards. I mean, he could play Judge here. This would be possible. But then he would play Judge. He has to throw 2 cards from hand into trash. And then he can play all the small ones. He wants the Germa 66 and use it with the big ones. One of them would be probably Reiju, so he would draw 2 with the big Reiju, 1 he would draw because of the dodgeability already before from the leader. So this could be a play, but he used here stage first, which is sure, and then he played small Reiju into big Reiju, which it was a signal for me, okay, judge is not coming, but small into big Reiju, also very strong, he draws 3 again. And here the chances are quite high, either my opponent saw small Ichichi or at least has big Ichichi, whatever it needs. So one more time, I would like to mention that it was quite unlucky for my opponent that he did not see the big Ichichi for such a long period during this game, which, yeah, sometimes I know when I used to play Reiju, it can happen. The consistency is sometimes just not there. But something quite interesting to know, that in OP09 there is a new searcher coming, one costs Sanji if I'm not wrong, which is searching top 5 for a Germa. And it's a 1k at least or a 2k counter, I'm not sure anymore. So this could be quite interesting because this can replace the event, the searcher event, because the searcher event at one point is a death card, but the character at least is a 1k. So let's see. With the bannings coming up next weekend, I mean, when this video will be uploaded, the bannings will come out in 2 days because we have Friday. Everything can happen. Everything can happen. Maybe Reiju has a spot in the meta again. Let's see. So, as already expected, Ichichi finally on the board. He -2 my Sangoro, swing with 6 into 4. I just leave it, and then he swings here 9 into Luffy Taro, and here I had to make a little decision. Should I protect him or let him go? And I just decided, like, you know what, you need all your board, especially now, because it's a quite crucial moment. Just protect your board. So that's why I gave him there the 1 case. So here, first thing first, I swing 8 into Ichichi just to get the 2k, or Ichichi is removed, and here now I start to swing into leader. Quite nice. I draw into Sanji, which is interesting here. But I think in this situation it makes more sense for me to play Big Mom. Let's see at the end what I'm choosing to do. But only... I mean, if I would play Sanji, I only have Gum Gum and Big Mom in hand to protect myself. If he's able to play... yeah. I'm going for this play here. I'm not sure if this was the right decision. Of course... Ooh, I touched my camera here. I remember. It happens sometimes when you're really focused. I even don't see anymore the camera like in front of me. So I'm removing here Reiju, obviously, and now I have the opportunity to swing twice. So start to pressure my opponent. Only two lives left. So it will be very interesting to see now if my opponent is able to put him back on track. I mean, he has 9 dons, I think, available. So again, a judge play could be an option. If he has Ichichis, this could be an option. So he throws a big Ichichi here. So that's, I think, the second one in his trash now. Choosing a 2k Sanji. I think he didn't have any other options, or probably not any other options. Otherwise, he would have choose something different. Or he's quite weak in hand, no counter powers, and he's scared that I will finish him next turn. I mean, my board looks really healthy. but only with 2 cards available in my hand. I have to take care a little bit when exactly to use this Gum Gum Giant. And to get rid of the Big Mom. Do I need the Big Mom for next turn maybe? Just to heal myself back. Let's see. So I think this here, it's also a really important turn for my opponent as well. I think I, for myself, played this game really good under the, of course, under the situation that unfortunately my opponent didn't see his Ichi-Chis early, which would have applied pressure to me and I would not have survived so much pressure in the early game. But again, even though, as you see, the luck was on my side, it's still a really grinding match. So I have to think a lot, I have to make the right decisions here. For example, the Sanji play here, was it the right decision? Or should I have played Big Mom, trash the Sanji, and just heal myself? So here we go, he plays Porsche. He's able to take another Porsche from the top 5. And then probably, yeah, here we have the small Ichi-Chi, which he can cheat out. Draw a card due to the leader ability. So I think 2 Ichi-Chis here would be a good option. Try to finish me would be dangerous, but if he is quite strong in hand, it could be an option as well. I mean, I have 2 8k characters, 1 7k character, 1 6k character, and even I have also the law. So I have 5 bodies to swing, and also my leader, full 10 dons. So here we go. Oh, I just forgot her name. Is it Sora? Just don't remember anymore. It's a 2k, which if he trashes 1 card, he can get back a Germa 66. If I think 4000 power or less, he takes, of course, the small Ichi-Chi and now plays it. He was just a little bit confused regarding the dons. We calculated and set it to the correct state. So, yeah. This could be the last turn of my opponent. And the next turn could be my last turn. So the game will definitely not last forever. I think we almost hit the full 30 minutes time. So we almost went to overtime. And as expected here, the second Ichi-Chi. Unfortunately, I didn't use here the dice I usually use to mark to whom he gave minus 2000. I assume probably one would be Sangoro. I mean, here I think is quite important, and let's see. If I remember well, I think there was a little mistake here of my opponent. The goal for him here should be to remove at least 1 character. Oh, you see, I'm proud of my past myself, which was thinking to use the dice rolls, as mentioned. Yeah. So here I think this was a mistake. Here his goal has to be to get rid of 1 character. So I would probably... Yeah. I think the other minus 2 1000 I would have put into Sangoro and try to remove Sanji and Sangoro. So I was calculating here, if he now commits to the Luffy Taro, I can use my Gum Gum Giant, and I need to draw at least a 2k and a 1k to be able to counter out the 8k swing into my 6k Luffy Taro, and I was lucky enough to draw 2k, so I was able here to get out, which is very important. So that's why I was thinking, like, probably you should have minusing my Sangoro, and you will definitely you would be able to KO it. I think this was a little mistake of my opponent. Thanks God for me. So here we go. I only have one card left. 10 dons. Oh no, 9 dons because of the Gum Gum Giant. But I still have leader ability. So here, it's interesting. My opponent has, I'm not sure, 5 cards in hands? 4 or 5 cards? Maybe we will see it now. So I have to do some math. So I start to swing here with 7, just to see if he needs to give probably 2 2Ks or 3 1Ks. I'm calculating here. I definitely need to calculate to swing with low as well. Luckily, I know at least his last life, which is a 1K. This helps quite a lot. So yeah, my opponent has 5 hand cards. So this swing will at least cost him 2 cards. Exactly. The one was a 2k, the other one I didn't saw, unfortunately. Probably a 1k. 3 cards left. I could try here to swing with 8. Because if I swing here with 8, he potentially has only 1 card left. He needs to commit all 2 2Ks or 2 1Ks and 1 2K. But I go here with 7 again, just to see if he is able to counter it out again. He does not counter out. So I'm going here for 9, because I know he needs to see a 2k from the second last life, and here is only a 1k. So he takes, so this is easy decision, leader ability and swing, commit full into life. It was a very, very intensive game. Thank you so much for watching and supporting me. I finished 4-1. See you the next time.